I know you want to learn chinchin, and I am here to teach you. I am Mercy of Mercy Labi Cakes and Pastries, the baker that love teaching, the baker that love creating content. Today, what do I have for you? I am here to teach you how to make chinchin, and I will be dropping my chinchin recipe for you. I will be showing you my process of making chinchin. So the first thing we have is our flour. And for our flour, we'll be using 1 kg of flour. So here we have our all-purpose flour. These are our all-purpose flour. That's what we'll be using, and you should know that flour is the main ingredient in your cake, in your pastries. Is the body of your cake. Without flour, no pastries, no snacks, no cake. So we have different types of flour. We have the all-purpose flour, we have the corn flour, we have the cake flour, we have the wheat flour, we have almond flour. We have different types of flour. So the recipe you are working with, if you are telling, okay, work with this flour, then get the flour. Especially some people, they use cake flour. With cake flour, you don't need baking powder when you are working with cake flour. So we have different type of cake flour. Go and make inquiries, go and research about all these things. If you are in an industry, know more about what is going on in the industry. So the first thing we have for our chinchin, we have flour. For our flour, we'll be using, I'll be dropping 1 kg of flour for us. So if you want to half it, you understand better. If you want to double it, if you want to increase it, you will know how to do that one very well. So we have our sugar. So for our sugar, we have 100 grams. But if you want to make it sweeter, you can make it 150 grams. But it's better, like the taste the 100 grams is giving me. I love the taste, so it's okay, and my customer loves it too. So for our margarine, we're using 200 grams for our margarine. So this is our margarine. We'll be using 200 grams for our margarine. Then we'll be using milk. We'll be using cold milk, and for this recipe is 1 cup. So I have my milk here, 1 cup of milk. So if you don't have liquid milk, and these are milk, so if you don't have liquid milk and you want to use milk, you can improvise with your powdered milk. 3 tablespoons of milk to 1 cup of water. So that's 1 cup of water. You remove 3 tablespoons of water from it, then you add 3 tablespoons of powdered milk. I have my mixed spices and my cinnamon powder, and here I have my nutmeg. I have my egg. I'll be using 1 egg. This is my egg, and I will be using baking powder. This is my baking powder. For the baking powder, you can use Foster Clarks. I use Foster Clarks for my baking, and I use this for my cake. You can also use this for your cake, so you can try it out. It's actually very, very good. So we have our milk, we have our baking powder. 1 teaspoon. So for your cinnamon powder, 1/2 teaspoon. For your nutmeg, actually I don't measure my nutmeg. I don't measure it because I love nutmeg in my chinchin, in my pastries, but it's best for you to measure it to give you a guide of what you are doing. So I use for my nutmeg, I use 1 teaspoon. And for my mixed spices, I use 1/2 tsp. For my egg, this recipe I use 1 egg. So the procedure, just follow this procedure, follow it strictly, follow the recipe strictly. So if you're having any issue with it, what I do, if I learn something from someone, I will write the recipe down and I will write the name of the baker on it. So if there's any issue with it, I will know the person to message them. I'm having issue with your recipe. So if you are having issue with this recipe, that means you are not doing it very well, because this is what I use for my customer, this is what I use, and this is what I will be teaching you. I have chinchin I want to do today, and this is what I will be using. So the first thing, you get a bowl, you sieve your flour. It is very important that you sieve your flour. Don't just buy flour from the market and start using it like that. you sieve your flour. So inside that bowl you add all your dry ingredients in that bowl. We all know dry ingredients are flour, sugar. We can classify sugar to all our baking powder, our nutmeg, cinnamon powder. These are dry ingredients. So when you mix them together, you now add your margarine. Margarine is different from butter. Butter cannot stay on the table the way margarine will stay on the table. So you now add your margarine inside the mixed dry ingredients. You now mix it together till it forms like bread crumbs, like maybe the crumbs from your bread. So you now mix everything together. You now add your wet ingredients. You add your wet ingredients to mix it together. You don't over mix it, and after mixing it, it's going to form a dough. It's going to form a dough. Then you allow it to rest for some minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Then you are ready to roll, you are ready to cut. I'll be taking you through the process of mixing it. I'll be taking you through the process of the rolling, the cutting, and the frying. And when you are frying, you don't fry on a very high heat, you fry on the low heat, and you don't pack more chinchin inside the oil. That's when you have issues with it, that and your chinchin is not coming out well, it's foaming and all that. And if your oil is foaming, we have different type of oil, and the air can cause it. The ingredients you use can cause it. When you are using cinnamon, you are using mixed spices, you are using everything, it can cause your oil to start foaming. You just get a sieve, a stainless sieve, you drop it inside your oil. It's not going to waste, it's not going to foam again. Thank you. Let me take you through the process of preparing our chinchin. Thank you. So now we are sieving our flour. I'll sieve part of the flour here, then we go on the break to sieve all the flour. I won't be able to sieve everything here in the video, but you should know that the first thing you are doing is to sieve your flour. So we are going on a break now. We are coming. So we have our sugar, then that's our sugar. The next thing is to add our baking powder. So for our baking, we add our baking powder. Our baking powder leveled. Then we have our nutmeg. These are our nutmeg. So we have our nutmeg. These are our nutmeg. Then we add it to it. Yeah, this is the recipe for 1 kg, but this one I'm doing 2 kg. So okay, we've added our baking powder. Then we add 1 teaspoon. You know that the 1 kg recipe we are working with half teaspoon, but for the 2 kg we'll be using 1 teaspoon of mixed spices, then 1 teaspoon too of cinnamon, using 1 teaspoon. You'll be using 1 teaspoon of cinnamon too. Then this is our margarine. I'll be using 400 grams. You know I'm doing 2 kg. The 1 kg is 200 grams. So I'll be adding my margarine. I'll be adding my margarine to it. So the next thing is, I don't like using glove. Then I will wash my hand. So I prefer washing my hand than to use glove. So we now mix it together. Mix it together. So you can try this recipe out. The recipe is very, very nice. It's going to come out crunchy, come out nice. Like even a man of 90 years old, a baba of 90 years old can eat it. Come out soft and crunchy. So we go in with our egg. We'll be using 2 eggs. Then you mix it very well. So for the milk serve as our water. That's the liquid I will be adding. Some flour will take lesser water, and some flour will take more water. But you add your water bit by bit. Then maybe you were supposed to use 5 cups. You just pour the 5 cups. it doesn't work like that. So you just pour it gradually and till we get to the texture we want. So this is our milk, and that's the liquid going into it. So if it is not enough, then we now start adding water gradually. So it's not going to be enough, so you still need to add water to it. And you can also add milk. You can add milk, but I will be adding water to it. So I later added 2 cups of water, making it is going to be, so you can use, if you are using this recipe, you can use 4 cups of milk or 4 cups of water. If you want to use milk, you can use 4 cups of water, and you can use 2 cups of milk, 2 cups of water. But we arrived at 4 cups of liquid added to it. And can we see now my hand is clean? So if your hands come out clean like this, then you should know that you are, like, your chinchin recipe is very, very good. But if it is still gummy and you've been adding flour, that is not a good recipe. So the next thing is that we leave it now to rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Then we come to roll, and we cut and we fry. Thank you. So the next thing is that we want to fry our chinchin. We've rolled, we've cut our chinchin. I said something the other time that we later used 4 cups of water. The 4 cups of water is not for 1 kg. You know, I told you the other time that I will be working with 2 kg of flour for the chinchin. So if you are working with 1 kg, that means you are using 2 cups. Not that you are using 4 cups. So I wanted to address that so we won't make mistake. Then let's go and fry our chinchin. If you have 5 kg of chinchin to roll, to cut, this is the process you need to follow. We have people that use chinchin cutter. You can use chinchin cutter, you can use anything, but this one too is actually nice. So our chinchin are rested for 10 minutes and we are ready to roll now. So we are ready to roll. This is it now. So we've cleaned our table, I've cleaned my hand. Then you take your, then you roll. Can you see? If you are working with a good recipe, you don't need to dust the table with flour. Then you take your pizza cutter. These are pizza cutter. Then you take your pizza cutter. These are pizza cutter. Then you cut. You cut neatly. You cut intentionally, that you want your chinchin to come out beautiful and nice. So then after that you cut like this too. And now we have our chinchin. Then we are ready to fry it. So this is our chinchin after cutting it. We didn't add flour when we were rolling it because we are working with a very good recipe. So the next thing now is we'll be frying our chinchin, and this is my groundnut oil, and we'll be frying now. Please subscribe, like, share, drop comment. Well done. I will try the recipe. Okay, I've tried it. Even after trying it, kindly come and drop comment how you like, drop your review, drop feedback for me. Bye.